On this episode, I have notes, I have this, and I have this. And I talk about how to connect them so that you can get massively in touch with yourself for, I'm going to go up here again, massive results for anything in life coming up.
You're looking for answers? You have questions? You don't even know what physiology is? Well, that's what I do, right here on The Physiology Show. Here we go.
Hey everyone, Jed Coverness here from jedcoverness.com, and you are watching The Physiology Show. And this is episode 12? Episode 11? I won't lie, I don't really count how many episodes there are, but I'm going to check because I want to get it right. And I know, people would probably have this, I think this is 11. Right, this is 11. This is week 11. This is episode number 11. And I don't prepare for anything. I prepare a little bit because today, like I said, I have notes. But it's only to remind me of just a few things. But the last few weeks, I've been reminded of some things that I learned in school. I think I'm one credit shy of a minor in psychology, or is an associate's in psychology, whatever it is, right? It doesn't even matter. Psychology is up here, physiology is in here. But I think that's the biggest thing is, what are we doing, right? What is life, and what do I bring for value to you? What kind of value can I bring to you? But that's a big question. Sorry, it's a mess, right? My house is a little bit of a mess. But that happens, right? It's just kind of how it works. So the topic tonight is what is the worst that can happen? Have you ever said that before? What's the worst that can happen? People live in that state. Did you know that? Did you know that people live in the state of worst that can happen all the time? So the state of mind, there are two states of mind that human beings live in. Isn't that nuts? Only two. You either are in the state of creation or you're in the state of stress, right? And it's nuts because stress, man, like we all get stressed. And when we are stressed, when we're so stressed out, we get knocked out of homeostasis. And what happens is our bodies get conditioned to being in this state of stress. So there's three states of stress. There's physical, which is pain, right? Like you sprain your ankle, you get hurt at work or whatever it is, right? There's chemical, which is like bacteria. There's like blood sugars or hangovers, right? And then there's emotional, which is like single parenting, traffic jams, stuff like that. So those are three stress responses. And basically, everything in this world except for human beings can shut off the short-term stress response, right? So like a lion, so if you were like a gazelle, right? And the lion's coming after the gazelle, all of a sudden, all of those stress responses take off and everything starts to shut down. The salivary, response, the digestive juices, stuff like that. They start to shut off. And then all of the blood rushes to the extremities, which then the gazelle takes off. And then once, it's far enough away and the lion's not after it anymore, then it shuts off, right? So then the stress response shuts off and then homeostasis comes back and now they're level, okay? So what's crazy about all of this fun stuff is, is like all we as human beings need to do is think about it. is have a memory of it. And it sucks because, you know, like, all we have to do is turn it on. I mean, that's all we're doing is turning it on. And I know I paused there for a little bit, but like that's where I was bringing in all of these thoughts of like past things that have happened to me. And then I start to get, you know, like not having enough money, or a boss that treated me like crap, or I mean whatever, right? It doesn't matter what it is. All you're doing is continuously thinking of that, and your body takes it on as truth. So you live in that state. And this, from right here, from the neck down, is basically your subconscious. This is your conscious, this is your subconscious. So you think about it here, and it becomes true here, right? That's what I'm saying. So we always are preparing, at least until you start to increase your awareness for this, but we're always preparing for the worst case scenario, right? So it's easier to do that because that's our past, right? That's your past. So you're always preparing for your past, your worst thing that can happen. So you're like, you know, the person going, oh yeah, see, I knew that was going to happen. You should stick with me because I know what I'm doing. Steer clear of those people who always say the most negative thing first, right? What about the people who are living in the future, who are thinking positively? Because you tell yourself this and this is what happens. It takes it as truth. But really, what happens when the worst doesn't happen, right? What happens when the worst doesn't continue to happen, but you're telling yourself it will? All you're doing is you're going to continue to live in the past. Okay, you want to know where I'm learning all of this stuff? Dr. Joe Dispenza. I credit this whole show to him. I credit this entire show to him. This is so amazing, and let me tell you, it is working. It will blow your mind, some of the stuff that I have created up here, that is happening here, that is now happening here, right? And what I mean here is external stuff. So when the worst doesn't ever happen, but you still continue to say it, what you're doing is you're continuing to live in the past. So now your future is your past. Your future, your tomorrow, by telling yourself the worst is going to happen, is your past. Let that one sink in for a minute. You're basically, so when that happens, you've conditioned your body to miss the present moment, to miss right now. Let that sink in. It's nuts. You know, your future is your past if you continue to think that worst case scenario. So now what happens with this? What happens when you continue to do this? You start to create diseases like depression, anxiety, OCD, like neurosis, insomnia. Hello. And the crazy part about all of this is that 70% of us, 70, not of me, I mean, I'm not outside of this because I used to be like this, right? But here it is. 70% of your waking day is being driven by those hormones, by those survival hormones, right? Isn't that nuts? It's so nuts to me. It really is. So, what emotions come from stress? What emotions come from stress? Anger, aggression, hatred, fear of anxiety, fear of guilt, fear of envy, fear of shame. You name it, right? That comes from stress. And when you continue to do these things, and when you continue to ignore, right? When you continue to ignore your future, your present moment, yourself. Okay, I wrote some things down. I write all the time, but I'm really getting in here now. Like I'm really operating from this place right here. And my mission statement for myself, my mission in life is really becoming more evident every day. And it's still a work in progress, but tonight I'm going to finish it. Tonight I will finish it, and then it will be done. And maybe it'll change, maybe it won't, but my mission is practicing loving kindness, compassion and strength, conviction and empowerment, and self-care by thought alone every day. So I could probably add on to that and say, helping those to practice loving kindness, compassion, strength, conviction, empowerment, self-care by thought alone every day. Yeah, it basically is unlearning and relearning. It is unmemorizing emotions. Here's one right here. To become familiar with. And then you could throw to become familiar with yourself. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called meditation. True meditation, not falling asleep, not in meditation itself, like mental rehearsal, right? I've kind of become a fan of mental rehearsal. And that also comes from, all of that comes from Dr. Joe Dispenza and a really freaking awesome leader in this world is Brian Finale. Dude's freaking awesome. Check it out, right? MLSP, whatever. I'm an affiliate of them, but you got to work what you got to work, right? Like I like what they're offering, and that's what I use. I'm not throwing it out there as sales pitch. I'm just saying Brian Finale's a freaking awesome human being. But anyway, I digress, and that was my subconscious, or that was my ego saying, oh my gosh, you're trying to sell to people. No, what I'm doing is creating an environment for myself and hopefully you that's safe, that you can learn and interact, right? Like that's why I created my newsletter, so that you have a place to go and contact me. I respond way faster to the email than most other things, because if you're on my newsletter, you're gonna see that I'm authentic, that I don't fake, I don't bullshit. And what I've really learned is I don't fuck around, okay? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm done fucking around. Either you're with me or you're not, and I'm good with that. That's what I've really learned in here. And I don't care if people, I'm like, oh, Jed, you swore. Like, I don't care. Like, it's pattern interruption. I have your attention now, don't I? Right? I bet you if you've made it to 11 minutes and 7 seconds, yeah, I have your attention. Stop living in the past. Stop being up here and live in here. I'm not outside of any of this. I'm not. But let me tell you this. As soon as you get out of here and you get into here, this will change. And I'm not saying for like, right, beach body, not beach body like Shakeology, whatever, but like, I'm not saying a beach body itself. I'm saying for longevity. I'm saying for legacy. I'm saying to you, be present in this moment and practice it every day. What do you want? Because it is easy when you practice it up here, because your mind takes it as truth when it gets practiced, and then your body makes it happen. Isn't that nuts? Like, it can be that easy if you choose it to be. And now there's scientific research to prove all of this stuff. Dr. Joe Dispenza, dude's brilliant. There is scientific proof. And that's why I started in the exercise science field, because there's proof of all of the neck down stuff. Like, you get a mile done, you burned 100 calories. It's proven, right? Scientifically proven. What everybody gets hung up on is how fast it gets done. So if I do more miles, I burn more calories. Yeah. But we overcomplicate shit. Way too much. We overcomplicate it. And that's kind of the premise of the show, is to bring these, I mean, you take Dr. Joe's lectures and stuff and all of that on the internet, on YouTube, not discrediting it at all, but some people can't sit there for an hour. Well, this show is only 15 minutes because I don't have much attention span either. But what I do have is the ability to break shit down so that people can understand. He talks a lot of science, and I love it. I understand it, but some people don't, and that's okay. So if you're an average person, you live 70% of your day in the stress response. And you probably have anxiety and depression and OCD and neurosis and insomnia, because your mind creates that worst case scenario. But it never happens. It never happens. So there you have it. Meditate. And by meditate, I mean sit, right? Sit, not with your head laying down because you're going to fall asleep. Sit in a comfortable position. You don't have to put your legs or feet anywhere. I watched Tony Robbins meditate, and that's pretty cool. Like, I can do that. He kind of does like an anchor behavior type thing before he gets into it. So I watched this thing. He goes, so you breathe, I think it's in on the way up. Right? And then he always says palms up or something like that. And then you just sit. So for me, what I like to do is I just kind of cross my hands and I sit. And I close my eyes. And I rehearse what I want to happen. And this is proof, okay? This is straight up proof. My arm right here. So I've started working at a window factory, and it's a little bit of overuse on my left hand. And I know, all week I was cranking the heck out of just my left hand. And I kind of developed a little bit of, if you want to say like tennis elbow, or it's an overuse injury is all it is. But it not because of work. I've had this thing, back here, whatever it is. But I've been visualizing in my head that I have had surgery. I've had corrective surgery. I don't know what the surgery entails, but in my head, I've practiced having surgery. And I've practiced going through the physical therapy. Now I know what that is. But regardless, Dr. Joe talks about there's actually people out there who think about doing like bicep curls, and they got 13% stronger. Okay, I know this show is a little bit longer, but I gotta keep cranking. I gotta keep going because this is amazing stuff. But that's what it's all about. Is I have been thinking about, like, that's it. I've been thinking about the rehabilitation work being done, right? And it's gotten better. I feel it. I feel it being a heck of a lot better. And you can't fake that. Like, I'm not telling you this because I want you to sit there and think about, how to cure cancer. What I'm saying is people who may have cancer, and I actually think I remember listening to this in some of his videos, people who have had cancer, they come up to him and they're just like, I'm cured. Now, I'm not saying cure cancer. I'm not saying cancer is cured. I'm saying this is a very, 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 very powerful tool. Use it to your advantage. Think it, practice it, rehearse it, obsess about it, whatever it is. Then this takes over. Because if you obsess about stress and what this might happen and that this might happen and oh my gosh, this might happen, then it's gonna freaking happen. Truth. That's it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. I mean, it's a little longer episode, but I feel like it was needed. I feel like these extra few minutes were needed. And you only get one shot at this entire process, this entire experience. And I'll say it, because what's the worst that can happen if you change your thinking from the worst that could happen to I want the best to happen now, today, yesterday, tomorrow? What's the worst that could happen? It could actually come true. Because you're sitting here at 18 and whatever minutes. I see 18 and a half minutes, but I thought somebody was pulling up in the driveway, so I had to hit stop. But anyway, you probably experience anxiety currently, some kind of OCD, some kind of neurosis, some kind of insomnia, some kind of guilt, some kind of anger. And you probably live there more than 70% of the time. So what do? My mission is to help people, to help teach daily practice of loving kindness, compassion, and strength, and conviction, empowerment, self-love by thought alone. And I know I just read that, but this might, I just made it up tonight. Like, bear with me, I'm reading notes. In blue pen, use blue pen. But there you go. As always, if you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to start believing in yourself. And share this. Like, comment, and share, damn it. I mean, like, I don't do this, right, for money. Maybe someday. Somebody will sponsor me or pay me to do this kind of stuff. But I'm going to think of it. I'm going to rehearse it, and it'll happen. Mark my words. Maybe not right away. A year from now, 2 years from now, whatever. I don't care. I'm committed to 52. Like I told myself I was going to do 52 shows right here, once a week. And then I committed for a year. That's commitment to myself. But like, comment, and share it wherever you've seen this. Facebook. I don't care. I don't care where you've seen it. People who I have helped you make it all the way to like more than 20 minutes into my episode. If I've helped you, I don't need your praise, right? Like, boy, it feels good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not above any of that. But I don't know, and I'm going to say it, and I love that I don't know. Check out Kyle C's for that. I don't know, and I love that I don't know if I've actually helped you. It's not for praise. It's not for me to come after you to say, hey, can I sell you something? No. It's for me and for everybody else to understand that there's community out there, that you're not alone, that the Cobra Nation, that's what I'm calling you, the Cobra Nation is there. The Cobra Nation is real. I know it's real. I know people are out there watching what I'm doing, and because I can feel it. And what's cool about that is, regardless of if you do like, comment, and share, you're still going to watch it. I know you will. Even if I say fuck or not, Because right there, you're just like, oh, I got your attention. It's a pattern interruption. It's just, that's why I say it. So there it is. Stay safe out there. Be blessed. And I say be blessed. Now let me explain that real quick. Let me explain why I say be blessed. I don't say stay blessed anymore. I say stay safe, because staying safe, you're in control when you're staying safe. And when you're be blessed, you're also in control. You're actually choosing to be safe, and you're actually choosing to be blessed. That's why. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Going in for the ask. Like, comment, and share. Subscribe. Sign up. Do whatever it is you need to be doing. Whether that button's down here, or over here, or up there, or over here. Doesn't matter where the button's at. Just push it. Push the button.